Hello, hello, and welcome to the first weekly SEO of 2022. And it's nice to that I'm presenting to third season of weekly SEO, and that we are presenting in kind of like completely different topic. And as you know, like every industry like has different challenges and also competition. And the health sector is actually one of the, I think, like one of the most prominent of these sectors. So as such, there needs to be a digital team that overcomes that challenges. And so Oğulcan Koca, who is in this team, and he has years of experience in digital marketing in the health sector. So it's he's our guest today. So hello, Oğulcan, how are you?
Fine, Adem. It's nice to be here. I'm thanking you one more time to having me. As you mentioned, healthcare is one of the most competitive industries related to digital
Yeah.
marketing, and today we will try to take a deeper dive.
That's really so special episode will be for the weekly SEO. Okay, like we are making, for example, like technical SEO, content SEO, etc. Like we are dividing these topics, but just we are presenting just for one sector and one industry. And you have really big experience in this industry, so I think it will be really useful episode for among the weekly SEO episodes. So welcome again. So Roman, hi. Welcome everyone. So Oğulcan, who are you? we can start like that. Who are you?
It seems that we can cover it up in one slide, and that made me sad a bit, because
Why?
it seems like I'm a person who makes like nearly 5 sentences. Anyway, related to this show, I'm a marketing manager with nearly 10 years of digital marketing experience. And I can say that I spent most of my career in startup environments. As you know, like startups, like kind of a phase of a company. You don't want to be
Yeah.
a startup till the foundation and like a death situation. So during my career, I have witnessed so many different experiences. So that was really, let's say, thoughtful. And it means that in healthcare or in any startup environment, digital marketing is the key. Digital marketing is like now seems like a necessary for every business, but also in healthcare, it's more tricky, So
Yeah.
to whole my career, you asked that who is Oğulcan Koca, and whole my career, I was a guy who is trying to solve this problem. Okay, time to time I was succeed, time to time I was a failure, and today I'm a guy who wants to tell all to our audience.
Yeah. If you haven't lived any failure, probably we wouldn't do this episode here, because failure is equal to experience, and if there was no failure, probably there was no experience. So yeah, that's the best way to learn, especially in these more challenging sectors.
Yeah, a startup means that you need to fail like at least 100 times first. Then maybe the next one can be the one who can like make you a millionaire, So
Yeah.
yeah, failure is like the original and secret sauce of startup. You need to learn from your failure, and this is what I'm trying in even today.
We have started like a TEDx speeches, like
Yeah,
guys, failure,
it
just
sounded
just
like
fail.
that. Okay. Let's move to fun facts then. Okay. Yeah, like some personal details. I'm a father of 9 months old, a baby girl. I really love her, but don't, let's say, suggest anyone to have a baby. People, okay, let's try to convince your best friends, sisters, brothers to have a baby. So visit them and get all the smile and joy you need, and then leave. Okay, don't try to get these babies by your own. So this is what can I suggest. Like this is can be the most important part of this presentation and whole stream. I mean, I'm a huge Galatasaray fan. I know that some of your audiences come from abroad, so Galatasaray is like basically the best football team in Turkey. So I'm a huge okay.
Now Fenerbahce comments is coming.
Let's discuss. Okay, let's leave everything we prepared and discuss about that. Okay, can be like more interesting. And I'm trying to try new recipes in my kitchen. I'm really a fan of Spanish cuisine and Eastern Asia cuisine. So I'm trying to follow some recipes related to these cuisines. I can say that I'm not bad, but I'm not like kind of master chef. So this is what are the fun facts about me.
That's really exactly different, like Estonian cuisine. I haven't heard like before someone who said I'm interested with the Estonian cuisine. That's really interesting. So I hope
Their
someday.
their foods are also interesting.
So okay, like it's interesting, really. Maybe you can send me some photos of it. That's like how kind of food they have.
Photos?
I'm really
I mean,
interested.
I can send you a plate. This is what you need.
Yeah, that looks interesting. Okay, now maybe we can pass the topic. Like we talked families, like TEDx speech and football, and that's the best part. And now, yeah, what we will cover today.
Yeah, the basically like the cover menu, let's say, can sound and seem a bit like depressed because you will see words like challenges, limitations, hostile, difficulties. So, but this is what health sector digital marketing, okay, deal with it. So, what we will cover today is like general challenges of the healthcare sector in digital marketing, limitations of targeting patients, physicians, or any kind of stakeholder of healthcare sector, limitations of creating ad contents for healthcare related topics, hostile updates of social media platforms and ad tools, and difficulties of gaining strong organic position or any type of organic power on healthcare industry. So basically, the cover menu tells and explains for itself, because digital marketing in healthcare means challenge. You try to pass limitations, obstacles, and it's really difficult, and you need to be really careful if you want to cover and satisfy benefits of your companies. Okay, this is a kind of sector that even the moment you have created an account for your company's database, you get some obligations, and even your database security is a kind of issue you need to think about. Okay, so it is really detailed, and you need to decide quickly about your priorities and to try to secure your early wins as soon as possible. Personalize with your style, but there are some, let's say, there isn't so many textbook actions on healthcare digital marketing, and these are like basically what I want to cover. And if you have any questions related to these topics, please feel free to jump in. Okay.
Yeah, of course, and you can ask questions from the chat box, and like that was a really sharp transaction. Maybe we were talking about that's cuisine and Galatasaray. After that, you need to be careful. Okay, that's the health sector, and yeah, we always need to careful for both sides. Maybe ads like paid side and the SEO side also, and yeah, we will see all details probably from your slides.
Yeah, I mean, like these slides are basically kind of a storytelling. First, solve the problems, show the problem, then talk about solutions. And if people have different type of problems, related to healthcare digital marketing, of course they can directly ask. I don't know that I know all the answers, of course I don't, but at least like we can try to create a brainstorming session together. Okay, what are the general challenges? Okay, like the most important thing you need to understand, healthcare sector or industry is not a digital marketing friendly environment. Okay, people who run business in this industry, even the startups, generally get some advisors from physician population. Okay, and these physicians, or people who come from healthcare or medical background, are really serious people, and they are always suspicious about digital marketing and its beneficiary, because this is a general, let's say, accepted idea that people who think about get a healthcare service and don't need to be manipulated, okay, and they need to take their decisions by their own. But now we are like 2022, so everybody gets in, like, everybody is in kind of influence effect, and people at least ask questions to each other about the services they want to buy or about the products they want to buy. So we cannot think in an ideal world that people make their choices on healthcare totally independent from any kind of side effects. So that's why, because of that, let's say, controversial point, there are so many ancient business models in healthcare industry, especially the hospitals, physicians who run their medical, let's say, office and private clinic. They still working with like papers, papers, secretaries, and digitalizing all these business models are really, really hard. You need to really convince your customer about your values and contributions. This is a fact for any kind of industry, of course, but let's say it is harder for healthcare. Okay. And one of the problem is, like, there are many unsuccessful digital marketing attempts in history of this business, because when the first, like, that .com craziness started in US, it was like the beginning of the 2020s, and like people people were thinking that anything digitalized will bring like lots of money to them. It was like Bitcoin of today, and that's why in that time period there are so many unsuccessful attempts, digital marketing attempts on healthcare industry. So people remember these experiences. So you need to first convince these people that you are not a fraud, and the second, you can really, let's say, can be a communication bridge between the patient and the physician or hospital. Okay. So also one of the challenges is there are so many unique cases. I mean, in some different industries, there are some like 3 or 4 business models mainly, and cases mainly, and you try to follow the success stories and everything. But healthcare, because of that lack of digitalization, there are so many unique cases, and you need to understand your case first, then you can try to convert it totally to digital marketing. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning, sensitivity of data and all kind of data storage and process, like, kind of forbidden. So you need to, let's say, use your sources with the maximum efficiency. These are like general challenges. I don't know. Do you have any question on that side? If you don't, I will move.
All right, like there was no question actually, but the second list is really important. Like many unsuccessful digital marketing attempts That's really really so true for especially in health industry,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes uppers cannot understand this period. Like they want
Yeah,
always success. Like you cannot describe them was the wrong here. But yeah, especially that topic is really really important, because you are doing something maybe in the pay side, maybe in the organic side, but that's not always brings you, not always like every time maybe it's loss of time unsuccessful period you are living. But after that you can starting to be successful. So yeah, everything in the organic side is long period, but maybe in the health industry is longest period among these industries.
yeah, yeah. You are totally right. Okay, let's talk about limitations of targeting. Because what can I say, like about digital marketing? Like first, you need to target your audience, then you need to create your content, and then you distribute your content. Right? This is the most common and basic method what we do as digital marketers. But on in healthcare, with starting from limitations of targeting and creating ad content, and also even like in the distribution side, we have some limitations, and we need to understand them first. Then we can try to find some solutions. It's really hard to create a persona in healthcare, okay? Because everybody can get sick first, or
Yeah,
everybody can build let's say found and run an hospital, and also everybody can start or fund a startup related to healthcare issues. So the only let's say a bit, let's clarified personas here, like the stakeholder, are the physicians. But even the physicians are really hard to target on any kind of social media platform, because this is not something people want to declare, and it's really hard to understand who is a physician, let's say, working for a private hospital, and who is a
yeah,
physician working for public hospital, who runs their own clinic. These all are still question marks. So it's really hard to create effective personas, and there are some limitations. Okay, first, like you cannot be really proactive like you can let's say for like e-commerce, or anything for like travel agencies like that, because these jobs are kind of, they have their time periods. They know that when their customer or consumers will pop up, and how they will act, and what actions they will follow. These are like kind of clear. But on healthcare, it's not clear, because for example, you can get cancer tomorrow. Okay, you cannot, no,
yeah,
no, you cannot plan when you're gonna be sick. You cannot plan when you're gonna be healed. You cannot plan that when you're gonna like spend more money on your health or less money on your health. So this makes it really really hard to proactive. And what I can suggest for healthcare digital marketers, try to be more reactive. Okay, first let visitors or consumers or customers to trigger your ads, then try to follow and catch them. And one of the problems about the personas, creating personas, there are really, really limited options, very few common interests, demographics, or behaviors. For example, if you create an audience on Facebook, it's really hard to find cancer patients. It's really hard
yeah,
to find physicians. It's really hard to find hospital owners. Okay, you need to understand these details with experience, then you might find your way related to these people's some other, let's say, common actions. Let's say, like, we are living in Turkey, right? If we are
yeah,
talking about a physician in Turkey, these people probably rich. These people probably use iPhone. These people
yeah,
probably don't. These people probably travel a lot. These people probably use high quality stuff. Their consumer actions are generally come from this segment. So these type of site common points you need to figure out, you need to explore and understand, then you can start to create successful audiences and personas. And lookalike audience efforts generally cannot succeed in healthcare because we know that if we like, it's a dream come true, right? You upload your customer data to social media platforms or any ad tools, and you click lookalike and it gives you, like, let's say 10,000 more. But that doesn't happen in healthcare because people can get the same sickness, but that doesn't mean that they will have any other common points. Okay, it's not a racial thing, it's not a, let's say, related with any consumer habit you have. It's like just a case on its own. So lookalike audience efforts also, as I mentioned, do not succeed. What I can suggest as a solution, the power of organic social. Okay, whatever your case is related to healthcare, you need to build up a community. Okay, if you want to work with cancer patients, try to build up a cancer patient community with your brand. If you are dealing with physicians, try to build a physician community with your brand. Word of mouth is the key for the healthcare. If people you assume that you have as audiences, if they don't know your name, if your brand awareness is not good, it basically means that any other performance marketing effort you will show will not succeed. First, people need to know and understand your name, services, products, and everything. Then you need to build up a community, and then you can start to target like total strangers based on this community. Okay, and always try to get insights from your field teams. It can be field sales team, it can be, let's say, telesales team, it can be like patient advocates, like patient nurses. These people are the ones who are also stakeholders of healthcare, but also gets most of the experience because they are on field, and they get what you need actually while talking with possible audience candidates. So these are like the most important things for targeting. But as I mentioned, without brand awareness, performance marketing means nothing on healthcare. Okay.
So there's a question for you, Oğulcan. I
Great.
think that's really good question, especially for you, because it's like this question is includes some organizational structure. By the
Okay.
way, the question is, how do you align your digital marketing strategy for a healthcare company like Massive Bio? Let's say you have an excellent idea, but how would you approach the principle to get this idea accepted? That's, I think, really super question for you.
Okay. By the way, the ones who don't know that I'm the marketing manager of Massive Bio, so this is a question that I need to do my homework. Okay, like Massive Bio's case is really unique. Okay, like any other cases on healthcare, we are trying to convince cancer patients to clinical trials, and this is something really tricky, really emotional, and the audience we are trying to target is very fragile. So first you
Yeah.
need to understand these people's problems. Okay, you probably cannot create any 100% corrected persona, but the problem is you need to convince these people that all the content you have, all the events you have, all the products and services you have are for their problematic situation. Okay, their disease. So about the performance marketing actions, you need to first make them your followers, not leads. Okay, this is really, really important. You don't try to close a deal, you try to help a human being. So first you need to make them your followers related to your contents and events. Then they need to understand what do you suggest to them, okay, as a solution, as a value, as a contribution. And in Masibayo's case, we are trying to make it really simple for being like for enrolling any kind of enrollment to clinical trials. We are trying to make this process super simple. We are trying to make this process 100% accurate. So this is what you need to do for Massive Bio first. You need to create and build up your community. You need to make them sure that you work for them and you understand their needs, and every content, every event suggests something, offers something valuable to them, and then they will trust to you. And that point you can make them, let's say, lead. I hate this word related to healthcare industry, but for like making it more simple for any digital marketing, being a lead, not the beginning for the healthcare. It's like kind of the end, you know.
Yeah, of course. That's really important thing. And I think like that's vision is really important here, the brand's vision, because if you are not helping the patients, it means that you won't be successful in that period for the digital marketing. So yeah, your goal must be not lead. Your goal must be here to to help people in the digital marketing area, and you need to share your all things, like all contents, maybe all information with them, and yeah, after that you can be successful in the digital marketing area. So I think that was a really good question from Roman. So yeah, we can keep going.
Okay. Also, I just want to say one more thing about it. Like healthcare is like a total experience journey. Okay, any people related to these, let's say, services, probably they are sick or probably they are dealing with sick people. So it means that whole this process needs to be judged as an experience, not a customer journey. You know what I mean? Like this is a total experience. So you need to make it more and more human every time. If you don't make it more human, just leave it, okay? Because you cannot succeed and you cannot help the people who look for really important solutions. Okay, let's talk about the limitations of creating ad contents. Ad content is a really, really, let's say, general phrase. I would love to like give you some best experiences and know-hows and every screenshots, but it makes it like really, really longer than we plan. So I just want to tell you that ad content in that case means pretty much everything, you know, add text, headlines, descriptions, extensions, the content you really created, the content you are distributing, is everything related to content. I'm calling them ad content right now. And the problem about creating ad contents in healthcare is like, how can you create and not out of policy ad content? Okay, because as you also know, the intensity of out of policy keywords in healthcare is super high. So anything, any keyword you want to target as a keyword, you can target them, but you cannot mention about them on your landing pages, on your URLs, on your headlines, descriptions, ad text. And that's why I give that Voldemort gif, you know, because you know it's kind of you know who situation. Like we both know that we are talking about cancer, but we cannot say cancer, okay? Because if
Yeah.
we say that, it's out of policy. So it's a really huge problem. That's why we cannot have or create a textbook for storytelling. I mean, if we right now talking about, let's say, sports digital marketing, if we talk about like travel digital marketing, if we're talking about or any other like let's say pet food digital marketing, probably we would have a textbook storytelling, right? We would know that the headlines we need to use, we would know that
Yeah.
the ad text we need to use, but in healthcare you don't know, you need to discover them. And the other problem is audience, the all persons you want to target generally like have a very limited time window. If they are physicians, they are super busy people. They don't give you like 1 hour. They don't give you the 1 hour of their daytime for any type of content. If you try to target let's say patients, they it depends on their situation, of course, but probably they also have a very limited time window. They need to let's say try to let's say decide from where or from who they will get their healthcare services and products and everything. So probably they have a very limited time window as well. So with all these problems, in my opinion, you need to create more image and video based content for avoiding policy limitations, because it's really easy for Google and Facebook to detect any out of policy keyword, but they at least yet cannot detect these keywords in your video or on your image. Okay, so of course you need to be also aware that if you are trying to create contents in English, it's even harder, because these tools are super sensitive about English, but for the other languages they might miss the keyword time to time. So the second thing, you need to focus on personal experiences, okay? Because people who get healthcare services, people who give healthcare services, they have a really, let's say, valuable and important experience. And if you want to show people what are your values, what are your contributions, directly go to your consumers, directly go to your followers and talk with them about your contributions. And if you do something really good, probably people will tell about it with genuinely, and it will, let's say, convince the people more and more than any performance marketing actions you can have. So, of course, content is the king for the digital marketing, but for healthcare, content, really quality content, is really the king. Because people who are, let's say, concerned about their health, or people who try to help people while giving healthcare services, they are a really, really strong community. Okay, they really care about their comments, ideas, judgments. So if you manage succeeded to help one of them, let the other one knows. Okay, this is really important, and that's why I think one of the most important topic we can select on healthcare is people's personal experience.
Yeah, also we can say that expertise is also kind of important.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the like showing your expertise or being expert in your field and showing
Mhm.
that all customers. I think that's not customers, of course, for the
You can use the
yeah,
word, okay, no problem. I
yeah,
just, yeah,
customers. That's
yeah,
not
you can
really
say. I
you.
mean, like it's
That's
language, like we are trying to tell the people the best.
digital
So
marketing. We are
yeah, yeah,
saying that, but
yeah,
for
sure.
the patients, because they are really searching what's their illness, and maybe they are using these video contents and they are watching them, etc., etc. So if you are showing them you are expert in this field, they are feeling more flexible, to they are watching that and they trust you, etc. That's especially like both side, like video also and also in the content side. that's really important, I think, to showing your expertise in this field. Yeah, we can say that. Not the okay, quality of the content is really important, but maybe I can also add this expertise here. Probably you will mention that maybe the another slides also.
I
Yeah.
mean, like the expertise is really important, but also even you are like expert of anything in
Yeah.
healthcare, you need to show it by personal experience. For
Yeah.
example, in Massive Bio, we know that we are the expert of clinical trials. Okay, we can easily find a clinical trial match for you if you are eligible. But what happens next? Okay, as a patient, you probably wonder about that, not just about my expertise. So that's why I need to show you like a survivor, okay,
Yeah.
and how we help her or him to survive. This is really important. Being expert and expertise is really important. But even the expert points you have, like even the expertise you have, you need to, let's say, proof. You need to show the proof that you are the expert. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's really important to tell everything based on the personal experiences.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, this is my favorite slide. Okay, I use the hostile word on a purpose because they are hostile. Okay, I'm sensitive about it because if you are working as a healthcare digital marketer, it means that from once in a week you will get a notification like that. Okay, you have some ad sets which will affect from the next update, and you can use them till next month, but get the fuck out of here at the end. So this is like a kind of hostile situation. I understand the social media platforms as well because of the GDPR rules. Like healthcare data is one of the most important and, let's say,
Yeah.
most valuable data, and they don't want to, let's say, mingle with this data set with that, let's say, frequency. So they just trying to cut it all. And what I think for healthcare, and it's again brings the topic of building up your community. At the end of the all these updates and everything, probably healthcare digital marketing will be like, let's say, beginning of the Facebook. That time that people were creating pages and trying to say, I can find 1 million people who support, let's say, Galatasaray. These pages, you
Yeah. Yeah.
remember these
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
pages? Yeah. This is what will happen, of course, with a like more and greater vision, but the same as an idea. People who wants to get information or service or products about healthcare, they will create pages, Facebook groups, and they will try to help each other. They already do that, by the way, but this will be the only way to target these audiences. Because what I see, they started to remove healthcare related uh, interests. Like cancer was an interest, but it will be gone till end of this month. Clinical trial was an interest, and it will be gone as well. So it seems that if you start to delete a topic even on interest menu on Facebook, I mean, it means that okay, you will not be allowed soon with the way you are acting right now. So just suck it up, guys. On Google, of course, the situation is a bit different because it's a reactive tool. First, need to, if we are talking about, for example, search ads, people need to trigger ads first, right? So in that part, Of course, we know that that keyword issue is more serious, and if you use out of policy keywords anywhere over your ad, you see the limited and not eligible situation. But the problem is, as in general, you need to just suck it up and you need to find your way. Okay, as I mentioned, till from beginning of creating a persona and creating a persona like kind of 0 point for any kind of digital marketing action, until the final distribution, you need to find your own ways. And about these hostile updates, I don't have any solution. I'm just trying to deal with them. Okay. And we have some difficulties, of course, of gaining organic power. And this is basically a kind of survival journey from authority war. There are
Yeah.
really powerful pages, and Adem, you probably like have more information than I have about this one, but I can just give a brief summary. There are really powerful pages with huge authority. Okay, like contrary to normal cases, pages with .gov.edu domain are very motivated to create content on a regular basis, because generally these websites are like do not get updates till something
Yeah.
like totally broken. And on content side, you don't see anything, like any let's say craftsmanship. You just see some texts, and texts are not even like sharing the same fonts or font size, and this is like what we get used to in normal. But it's different on healthcare, because governments and let's say any kind of public office is aware that people need to get the correct information on web related to healthcare issues. So they are trying to do their best for creating content, and these pages, because of that content creations and with the domain power, they have really huge authorities. I mean, something. Let's think about something very common on healthcare. Let's say COVID. Okay, it's not possible in my idea any websites without Go or Edu domain. Whatever the content they create, they cannot get a result on first page in English. Okay, and this will be like that till let's say following 10 years, in my opinion. So what you need to do, okay, and also people generally don't want to change their habits related to healthcare searches. They know that they get used to that, what they get the information, and it's really hard to convince someone to change any habit related to their health, because it's really important. So, in my opinion, the solution is like pillar pages, and pillar pages. For every related topic, you need to create pillar pages and make your content creation and publish efforts stable. People get used to hear from you on any social media platform, and that can bring and create, let's say, a loyal audience for you. And these audience, these people will start to bring some other people, because it's really in healthcare sector, I just criticize it till that point, but there's something really good. Word of mouth effect in healthcare is really strong, and it's easier than you think to have this effect. Okay, if you really satisfy some of the people who are sick, some of the physicians who are trying to find a solution about their let's say day life, or like working time, anything, if you provide something good, you will really realize that that will be let's say viral at the moment, because it's really important to find solutions in healthcare, and if you provide one, people will figure it out. Okay, so that's why I think that about the content side, you need to create really quality backlinked and really let's say valuable landing pages and content pages. and then you will be aware that people will start to follow this pattern and keep finding your websites. I like probably Adem doesn't have a solution as well, but I cannot give you a way to find your place in the first page of Google search, okay? But being in the second page is not like as bad as you think in healthcare, because it's really there are really some different visitor, let's say, habits on healthcare. People, if they are not satisfied with the first page, they look for the second page, they look for the third page. So be aware and be ready that if you get the chance, you need to provide what people need on content side. So this is like basically the only thing I can suggest. Okay.
Yeah, actually, as you said, like we gave lots of examples here, but you know, we were operating in the health sector, which is really so difficult industry among these other industries, and also we were operating from also cancer. You know, cancer is the most serious problem. So if you focus on these keywords, it means that really so much problems, especially on the organic side. And in the authority, that's really another problem because they are always visible if they don't have really good content in this area, or maybe they don't have any expert ideas in these contents, etc. Yeah, but they are always visible there, and it's kind of impossible to be more visible in these keywords.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, and you know, we made another work for the massive bio, exactly like, for example, if you are focusing on the breast cancer keyword, probably there was no chance for you. Maybe in Turkey, Turkish market, you can be successful because sometimes is not Google Boy is not working like USA, but USA is really another of the world.
Hmm.
I can say that, and we created the content for just stage 4, you know, stage 4 for breast cancer, and we started to be more visible here. This it's just in according to this keyword, just we are focusing on stage 4 breast cancer. So we are saying that always long tail keywords is important for us. We need to focus on these keywords, but in the health industry is really important. The most important thing, just you need to create a content, and with these deep topics, you need to go into the deep this content for the topics. That's really important for health industry.
Yeah, you are totally right. I mean, on organic side, you need to, let's say, think out of the box. Okay, not
Yeah,
just related to keywords, but you need to be aggressive and attack every possible organic platform, not just organic search. Okay, for example, YouTube is like kind of let's say, search engine right now. I mean, people who get cancer probably looking for information on YouTube as well. So you need to think that YouTube is a kind of organic search platform, and you need to get anything you can thanks to your contents. Also on social part, like organic social is really important. Like generally when we talk about organic power, people directly think about organic search, and it's like totally understandable. But on healthcare, in healthcare, it's not like that. You need to attack any kind of organic channel you can have. Okay, go Reddit, I don't know, go try to like Apple search, go try to Yandex, go try to anything, because
yeah.
people who use these platforms or search engines or anything, they probably looking for information related to healthcare services or diseases and anything like that. So all these channels have potentials if you are talking about healthcare. You need to discover it first, and then create your content, and you will see that people will follow. Okay, that's pretty much all from my side. Actually, I was trying to discover everything as a brief summary, and I see that it's like we already past our planned time. So if you have any question, or our audience have any questions, please ask
I
to me.
think there is a question, but
Yeah,
it's kind of for the organic side. If you want, I can answer that. And
yeah,
we
sure.
asked, we say content is the king, and do you recommend to create a mini site like rootcanaltreatment.com with full of content and his treatment, etc.? And yeah, you can create this website just for example, giving information for the dentist site. But yeah, if there is a website for the dentist, like you don't need to create another website to support this website. I think yeah, you can just writing content and build your website in according to this dent healthcare, and it will be more successful. I don't just say that like there was no advice from me to create another mini website. Just focus on your own website. I think that's the most successful way. And also another question is, there isn't any pages like rectalcancer.com or etc. Why is that? Is it against authority? I think that there was no against authorities. That's really
No,
freedom area for the domains, but probably it's really high competition for the domains. Probably they sold out from the GoDaddy or another domain owners, and yeah, probably because of that, there was no domain like this, like rectalcancer.com or another cancer types. That's because that's really domain side, especially the recent days is really so challenging and really competition high in this area. Yeah, I can answer in this way. If you have another recommendation, Oğulcan, you can say also. You can
I
answer the
mean,
question.
about the last question,
Yeah,
these less domains generally taken by medical associations. Okay,
yeah,
they take these domains because uh, basically for nobody else can use it. Okay, there are really huge, let's say, concerns with, like, medical associations are really important stakeholder of healthcare. We didn't mention about them really seriously because we don't have time, but I can basically say that these guys are really concerned about people, if people set free for any kind of transaction on domain side or content side, they can be a threat for public health. So they get all these domains, even they don't use it. They just want to be sure that no fraud can use these domains. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's from side. Maybe we can change the slide now and we can
Okay.
finish our episode. So thank you for listening and participating this the first of 2022 weekly SEO. And if you wanna get more information from us, you can follow our SEO news, weekly SEO news. And yeah, that's all. So thank you, Oğulcan, for accepting me to participate this weekly SEO episode.
Thanks for having me, Adam. It was great to talk with you. And if you need me any other time, just ask me. Probably I can find a available point and suitable point for you.
So thank you for everyone for participating and watching us. So see you next week for the weekly SEO. Bye bye.
Bye.